Okay, this is going to be our notes for Unit 4, our Unit 4 notes number 9, which is scale changes. So this will be our last set of notes before we take the first part of our Unit 4 test. So it says you are given the function f of x equals 2x minus 4. Write the equation of y equals 1/2 f of x plus 3. So if you guys remember, f of x, this is what we're replacing. I'm going to put it actually in brackets. So we're going to take this entire part and we're going to plug it in here. So we're going to have y equals 1/2, and I'm going to do it as brackets. We're going to put 2x minus 4, close my brackets, and then we're going to still tack on the plus 3. And then we have to just simplify this. So we're going to distribute the 1/2. So we get y equals 1/2 times 2 is x, or 1x. 1/2 times negative 4 is negative 2, plus 3. And then combine the last two, because they're like terms. And so we get y equals x plus 1. So that is our scale change. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to graph that equation. So if you need to create your table, create your table. You can plug it into your calculator. So your table should look something like this. If I can write, that should be -1. Okay, so you're going to have, and then graph those points. You're going to have -2, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, and 2, 3. Then you can just graph your line. So this is what we call a scale change. So there was a change that we applied to our original function, and then we regraphed it. Okay, that's all we're doing each time. Next one, it says you were given the function f of x equals -x plus 1. So that's our equation. And we have to apply the scale change of y equals 2 times f of x plus 1. So we're going to take and we're going to plug in -x plus 1 in for f of x. We're going to get y equals 2, brackets, -x plus 1, close the brackets, and then -1. Okay, so our first step is to distribute to both terms. So we get y equals 2 times -x is going to give us -2x. 2 times 1 is going to give me 2. Then -1, because we can't forget about that guy. Combine those last two terms, so we get y equals -2x plus 1. And then we're going to go and we're going to graph that. So if I put it in my calculator and get my table, or you can graph it by using slope and y-intercept. Y-intercept is 1. Then we're going down by 2 each time. So we're going to go -1, -3, and then 3, and 5. So we're going to plot these. Let's start with -2, 5, -1, 3, 0, 1, 1, -1, and 2, -3. And then draw your line in between those points. And you have done your scale change. Okay, next example. It says you are given the function f of x equals 3x plus 2. So this is what we're going to have to plug in. And we have to apply y equals -f of x plus 1. So we are replacing the f of x here. There's a negative sign in front of, so we cannot forget about it. So y equals negative. We're going to do 3x plus 2, and then plus 2 on the end. Oops, I should have been a bracket. Okay, distribute your negative. So you get y equals -3x minus 2 plus 2. Combine your like terms. So we get y equals -3x. So we don't have, our y-intercept is going to be 0 on this one since our -2 and 2 canceled out. So on my table, Our y-intercept is 0. And it looks like we're going down 3 each time. So we're going to have -3, -6, and 3, and then 6. So then we're going to plot these points. So -2, 6 is going to be right on our graph. -1, 3, 0, 0, 1, -3, 2, -6. We're going to graph our line. And that is going to be our graph. So 1, 2, and 3 were pretty similar. You apply the scale change and then you graph the new equation. Okay, let's go to the back side, which I think is just review. Yeah, we have one of our word problems and then kind of reviewing finding slope again. Okay, it says Connor has $800 in his bank account. And every month he spends $50. So Connor is not adding money to the account at this time. This can be represented by the function -50x plus 800, where f of x is Connor's amount of money after x amount of months. So f of x is the total amount of money, which is our y, and x is amount of months. So if you guys remember, f of x is our y, and then x is our y. So, and then it says, when his balance hits $300, his mom takes away his debit card and he can't spend any money. So once he hits $300, he's not going to take any more money out. So our x is our number of months. F of x is the same as y, and that is going to be amount of money in his account. Okay, now graphing this, we have our x, which is number of months, and like I said before, we're going to go up by ones. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15. Okay, and then our y is going to be amount of money. And I said that we always go up by our slope. So our slope on this is -50. So we're going to go up by 50s. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 550, 600, 650, 700, and we're going to have to kind of add on one last line. Okay. So then we have to plot our points. So our y-intercept is 800. Then he's going down by $80 or $50 each month. But at $300, he's going to stop spending money. So we're going to start going down. Every month we lose $50. So we're going down 50 and over 1 month until we are at $300. So it looks like $300 is right about there. So that's where our line is going to stop. So we're going to draw our line. It's going to stop at $300. So it says state the y-intercept and explain what it means. So our y-intercept is the 800. So 0, 800. So this means, if you guys remember, our x is our months and our y is our money. So at 0 months, he has $800. So we're just explaining what that y-intercept means. Next is our domain. If you guys remember, our domain are our x values. So what x values does this line fall in between? So it looks like it starts at 0 and it stops right at 10. So if you remember, I will tell you, you can do x values between 0 and 0. Did I say 0 and 10? Yeah. Or you can write it with the inequality sign. So you have 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 10. And then our range is our y value. So what y values does this graph fall in between? We know it starts at 800 and it ends, it looks like at 300. So it falls in between 300 and 800. So our range is y values between 300 and 800. So again, you can also write this as 300 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 800. Okay. So let me know. Hopefully we're getting the hang of these word problems. Let me know if you guys have any questions on that. Moving down to our last review where we have to find slope. It says identify the rate of change from the following and determine which one is the most steep. So if you remember from our table, change in y, we're going up by 2. Change in x, we're going up by 1. So we're going to do 2 over 1, which equals 2. How do we find slope? We find our 2 points. That's a point. It looks like they already plotted our points. Draw a little triangle. Looks like we rise 1, 2, and we run 1, 2, 3. It looks like it's going down, so it's going to be negative. So negative 2 over 3, because it's our rise over run. And then last one, it's in standard form, so we have to get it into slope-intercept. So we're going to subtract 2x. And negative 3y equals 10 minus 2x. Remember, you can't combine those. Then we divide by negative 3. This one gets kind of sloppy. So 10 cannot divide by negative 3, so we're just going to leave it like that. And then negative 2 divided by negative 3 is going to give you a positive 2/3 x. So our slope is the 2/3 because it's the number next to x. Okay, which one is the biggest? It's the biggest number. Our biggest number is this first one. 2 is the biggest number, so that one is our steepest slope. Okay, that is it for today's notes. So you guys can start on your homework and let me know if you guys have any questions.